Greetings, this is part 8 of What If Female Deku was Space Godzilla. Now, I believe where we last left off, Izumi's fight with Monoma had just concluded as she was then put onto the stands. She went to the stands to view the next fight. Now, I believe the next fight was Todoroki versus Sero, I believe. Yeah, it was Todoroki versus Sero. As that fight that fight goes about how it did in canon. As Todoroki would basically perform the same giant ice pillar that he did in canon, freezing Sero up. As the next fight is Bakugo versus Uraraka, where Bakugo is actually a lot more brutal in the fight against Uraraka. As he is basically, so his explosions are a lot larger. Sorry about that. His explosions are a lot larger, so they're doing a lot more damage to Uraraka, to the point where instead of getting a lot of the scratches that she did in the canon, she's actually visibly bleeding. As Uraraka would pass out, as Bakugo would advance to the next round. Then the other matches go as in canon. As Shinsu's match actually goes to where he would win due to his fighting experience in martial arts and not relying on his quirk that much. As next round, this next one start up with those fights going about as they did in canon. And I think the then we'll move on to the I think it was the second round where Izumi and where Izuku and Todoroki fought, so I'm gonna put it there. As Izumi, oh, sorry about that. As Izumi would be fighting Todoroki, with Todoroki saying that with Endeavor having his talk with Izumi, as he would give the same speech, to talk to Izumi the same way he talked to Izuku in canon, as she would basically form crystals around Endeavor in a tight locked motion to where he was not able to move. As she would say, just because you're the number 2 hero does not mean you get to treat people like they're lower than you. I am not going to do what you want me to do. I will do whatever I see as fit. NG Todoroki. As Endeavor would be terrified by this because not a lot of people actually know Endeavor's real name, I believe. As Endeavor would be terrified, wondering how the hell did she know this? As Izumi would then walk off, releasing the crystals around Endeavor. As Izumi and Todoroki would get to the stadium arena, as when they announced the fight, Todoroki immediately sends an ice barrage at Izumi, which she blocks with her crystals. As Todoroki would try to send another one, ice barrage, with Izumi lowering the crystals that stopped Todoroki's previous one, and raising more of them to stop his other ice barrage, with Izumi then grabbing Todoroki with her telekinesis and slamming him into the ground, where she then uses her breath weapon. As Todoroki is sent back a bit, but he's not sent out of the arena area, as he sort of like saves himself the same way he didn't go out of the ring when he was fighting Bakugo. As this basically did not stop this, prevented Todoroki from going out of the ring with sorry about that, with Todoroki stopping himself from going out of the ring, and Izumi noticing that Todoroki's arm is freezing over and he's starting to slow down, with Izumi saying to Shoto, yelling out to Shoto, "So you're not gonna fight me at your full power, or are we still gonna be doing this fight half-assed? Because I still haven't used all my abilities yet. You're half-assing this, I can tell. Use your full power, Todoroki, or else I won't be taking this fight seriously." With Todoroki saying, "Did my old man put you up to this? Did he pay you?" With Izumi saying, "No, he didn't pay me anything, but I did give him a stern talking to. So, he's probably not going to be doing anything to interfere with this fight anytime, ever." With Izumi saying that just because of what happened in your past does not mean you should resent your quirk or not use it. It's your quirk, not his. As these words would touch Todoroki deeply, as he would his left side. I think it was his left side. Hold on, give me a minute. Alright, so I was right, it was his left side, as the same thing happens. He sort of like does the same explosion thing as he did in Canon with the flames, as Izumi is basically smiling, sort of like in the picture, as Todoroki would say, why are you smiling?" with a smile of his own on his face, as she would say, "It just means I can take this fight seriously now." As she would raise up the thermal crystal and the energy crystal, as she would break both of them, as her body temperature would begin to climb until she goes thermal-nuclear. As the heat from her thermal-nuclear mode is twice as intense as Todoroki's flames. As the heat from both of these immense fire heat produce products causes a lot of people in the stadium to begin to sweat. As Todoroki would send the ice barrage as he did in Canon, with Izumi using her telekinesis to basically shred them, as Todoroki would then launch the fire blast that he did in the anime, as Cement towards the midnight realizes they're probably going to end up killing each other, as they try to raise up a barrier and prevent this, as Izumi would then fully charge her breath weapon, with her crystals basically emitting electricity at this point and striking the ground and going up the stadium walls, but not hitting any civilian targets, as her breath weapon would go at full power, and so would Todoroki's flames, as they would both clash in the middle, and sort of like being pushed back by each other, like they're both struggling. with Izumi ultimately winning out in the end, as she would just go full power. She would actually go full power, as Todoroki would be hit by both his attack and Izumi's breath weapon, as he'd be sent back into a wall. As when it hit Todoroki, an explosion went off. As when the smoke cleared, Izumi was still steaming from the thermonuclear energy, and Todoroki was out of bounds. As Midnight would announce that Shoto Todoroki is out of bounds, and that Izumi is the victor. I'm sorry, I've been doing so many what ifs where she still has the name of Midoriya that I basically keep accidentally calling her Midoriya. And Izumi is the victor. With everybody cheering at that immense display of power, as Izumi would basically walk over to Todoroki and put her hand out, as Todoroki would raise up his head, as Izumi would say, "You're a good fighter, Todoroki, I'll give you that. We should try that again sometime." As she basically helps Todoroki up, as she would then walk into the stands, and Todoroki would go to Recovery Girl's room, where now he has sort of like a scar, not like sort of like a scar from where Izumi's attack hit him, which was in his palm, in the palm of his hand. So he has a scar there now, and it's sort of like a reminder for him to get stronger, so that he can try to overpower Izumi in that state one day. And now, for the moment you've all been waiting for, the final battle of the tournament of Izumi versus Katsuki Bakugo, which will begin next time. I will see you all later.